You need to write a bid or tender with multiple scored questions and plenty of competition for the funding. Somewhere in your bid library is your evidence, the case studies, the figures, the proof you need to show that you actually do this well. Your job is to produce an honest, representative winning bid under a pressing deadline, without including any fact that you can't back up with evidence. That's not a writing problem. That's a bid hero's journey. And every bid hero needs a guide, a sidekick, and a wizard. In Bidwin Core, you'll find one reliable bid companion wearing all of those three hats. Before any quest, check your equipment and supplies. You'll need the Claude desktop app on a pro plan or higher, because that's where your guide, sidekick, and wizard will live. To get them into Claude, install the Bidwin Core plugin. One file, one install, and it stays with you. You'll only touch this screen again when a new version is needed, and even then it's the same 2 clicks. Remove the old, add the new. There's a getting started guide that covers every button in this video and a few more besides. Worth keeping open the first time through. You're nearly ready to start your bid mission. You just have to prep your data. Every bid or tender gets its own mission folder, which contains 2 subfolders. Tender, for the pack you got from the commissioner, and your own support files, containing the evidence that proves you can do what is required. As you can see, I have these folders on my hard drive, already good to go. Back in Claude on the left is where you navigate between features and settings, and see which conversations are in flux. Click Projects near the top, and let's start a new project, which is where our mission will take place. Critical next move. Add our mission folder. We already know exactly where it is. Give the tender a name you'll recognize in a month, and create. This is your bid mission dashboard. On the right, you'll have its instructions panel. Be patient, you'll fill that in soon. The conversation window center with your model picker, bottom left next to the go arrow. Type /bid. And every Bidwin skill is right there in a list. No prompt writing, no remembering syntax. First on our mission agenda is always Bidwin setup. Quick check of the model first. Sonnet on medium is our everyday default. Now go. Expect a lot of thinking. This is the wizard doing its first bit of magic. It checks your folders, reads your bid mission files, and asks some pertinent questions so nothing's missing before the real work starts. It then scrolls out critical copy-paste text for your project's instructions panel. Copy it, jump back to the dashboard. Paste it in, save. It tells Claude how to behave for everything that follows for this particular mission. Then it goes looking for your professional narrative voice. We have past bids in our support files. If there's a clearly identified winning bid among them, the wizard finds it and learns your voice from it. And if not, it already knows how to produce one for you. That's your house style, done. Setup finishes with a readiness sign-off. Now you're ready to plan your bid responses. Back to the project dashboard for the next step. First, reading every page of a tender pack so you don't have to. First time through, run the full version, not the quick one, unless you've got some experience with the response drafter plan already and have a bespoke instructions file in place. It'll ask you a handful of questions as it goes. Answer them as they come. And don't be afraid to scroll back if one slips past. Be vigilant, it sometimes scrolls quickly. But you can take your time to scroll and see what's being asked for. And here's the sidekick keeping you honest. Q2's word limit was 1,000 in the original pack, but a vital update. Buried 7 rows into a clarifications log that nobody reads twice. Raised it to 1,250. Your AI companion has detected the update and already has it right in your drafting plan. It's also been listening to how Northshire in this demo talks about itself, using their words, not generic sector speak. Plans done. You're prompted that you can start drafting, and it's back to the dashboard for that. Then, Bidwin Bid Draft. It checks in on the computing model first, confirms you're still on the right one for this task, then asks, one section now? Or as many as will safely fit this sitting. I've picked a single section. This saves each response as its own document, and it always picks up exactly where it left off next time you open Claude and start Bidwin Bid Draft. Look at what it's built for Q3. Every figure traces to a named file, small superscript numbers, full source list at the end, there for your review, and never counted in your word limit. That employer quote is lifted verbatim from a case study and attributed. And here's how you defeat the hallucination villain of just generic AI approaches. Somewhere in a section like this, there's a question the evidence library just doesn't cover. A generic AI tool that just wants to sound confident would invent a track record and hope nobody checks. Bidwin doesn't. It flags the gap in plain sight and drafts the honest answer instead. That refusal to hallucinate isn't a limitation, it's your shield of truth. Here's a mid-journey habit worth 30 seconds. A glance at usage tells you where your allowance stands. This refills every 5 hours, so timing your heaviest runs for just after a reset is the easiest way to stretch what's included, and /context shows how much working memory this conversation has left. Keep an eye on both. If either one's getting full, finish the section you're on, then start a new conversation with Bidwin Bid Draft. For the next section, nothing is lost. Everything's already saved as a file. And if you're on a deadline and can't afford to stop, be extra safe and buy a small supply of usage credits. This lets you carry on past your allowance if it runs out, so your companions never stall out mid-task. Near the end, 2 more bid spells. Bidwin-clean-copy reads for anything that sounds like it came out of a generic AI or out of America and offers a British fix for each. You accept it, tweak it, or reject it. Nothing changes without you saying so. And where a section's evidence is thin, Bidwin-qualified-evidence spell goes looking for more in your own files. Or Bidwin-sourced claims researches recommends and fact checks to close any gap, starting with your support files first, and going to the open web only as backup. A sure defense against any hallucination villain trying it on. Draft complete, section by section. Pull the documents together yourself, or open a fresh conversation and ask Claude to combine them into one for you. Either way, you're now looking at a single first draft. Last stand. Bidwin Quality Check puts your submission in front of the evaluator before the real one ever sees it. Scoring criteria, word limits, your own evidence, your own house style, all checked at once. It then hands back a fix list, with the issues that would cost you the most marks ranked at the top. It remembers the rules that this scoring panel will play by. For example, one question scored a 0 or a 1 and you're eliminated, whatever the rest of the bid looks like. That's the key to victory. Fix what's flagged here, and you're compliant and have optimized your scoring. Or you're one small edit from doing so. From seeing your live bid or tender to producing an evidenced, reviewed first draft. In your own professional winning voice, applying your own evidence. That's one sitting for a smaller bid, or a few more for a bigger one. You didn't win this alone, but you were always in charge, interacting with the drafting process with your own prompts as much or little as you liked along the way. You had a guide, a sidekick, and a wizard with you all the time. And you got here in no time at all. Your bid hero journey has been completed with Bidwin Core. Get your guide, sidekick, and wizard today at bidwin-ai.com.